Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. I mean, I guess we're just get right onto it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to basically the final episode of Studio Ghibli Summer. I am, of course, RussellStarTrek, joined by Oddboy.
It's crazy that we're already at the end. We started this in early July, and it's pretty much about to be early October. So,
Yeah, so we've pretty much been doing this series for almost 3 months now.
and that is insane. And
But I, I, I wouldn't take it back for anything. You know, I'm glad that I did this series. I yeah, I saw a lot of shit that I wish I hadn't,
and some
but I
personal,
saw a lot more good. I saw a lot more good stuff in it as well.
yeah,
So I am overall thankful that I did this because I don't think I would really ever know what Ghibli is if I didn't do this series.
yeah, and
So yeah,
I'm also glad I got to do this because I actually had something to do this summer, and it was a tough time for me back then, and I had this, so you know, I wasn't my summer wasn't totally wasted.
yeah, it just kind of sucks though. We have to end it on kind of a shitty note.
Yeah, near the end, it kind of got bad, both like in terms of movies and just some personal stuff that I'm not going to talk about. But other than that, I still had fun with the series.
Yeah, but
But this movie, I don't even know where to
this is
start.
bad.
Saying it's bad is an understatement. It is awful.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll just get right into it. I just want to get this
yeah,
done
yeah.
and over
If we
with.
if we were able
Like
to,
I have never I swear to God, I've never said that for any Ghibli review that I've ever done, except for this one.
yeah, and we've gone through.
Like even with only with I was gonna say even with Ocean Waves, I did not like even like I wasn't even like, oh, like let's just get this review done and over with because I had a lot of shit to say about that. This one, I got nothing. I legit got nothing.
Yeah, he was pretty silent just watching this thing.
I mean, because what could I say about it? That's the real question.
What could you say that hasn't already been said by the internet?
Yeah.
But yeah, so Earwig and the Witch. Now, this came out technically in 2020, but theatrically 2021. Now, it came out on TV in December 30th of 2020, so just right before the new year. And and when it came out in theaters, it came out in August of 2021. Why didn't they just stick with TV? I think that would have been a much better call for them. Just don't even bother. I can't even imagine the theater's reactions to this movie.
Well, I could definitely say what it was. It was shit because apparently this film did not do that well. Even as far as we know, there has been no confirmed estimate for what the budget was for this film.
I tried looking for a
But
budget and I just could not. And because there's I don't even know if I don't even know if I want to know the budget because the box office was just so bad. Because domestically,
yeah, so yeah, I was gonna say in Japan, this only made over $2 million, and then in worldwide, it made only 3 million. So, in fact, it did worse in international territories than in Japan.
yeah,
So, I mean that's probably gonna tell you something.
that's just awful. But, when we look at the director, it starts to make a bit of
It's kind
sense.
of easy to see why.
Yeah. And if you can't tell, this is directed by, yep, Goro Miyazaki. Now, if you remember a couple episodes ago, He also directed Tales from Earthsea, which for his first time directing a Ghibli movie, overall it was bad, but Tales from Earthsea did have the final battle, which was still my favorite. Like the only good moment
And then what did he do after that? He did
from Up on
Up on
Poppy Hill.
Poppy, right?
Yeah, which was a
Which was actually a good
yeah
movie.
actually a good movie. And now he's
And
back,
then
and now we're at here. And what the hell happened, Goro?
okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just such a stark decrease in quality so fast. You went from a bad movie with a good ending and a good movie, and then you come back to shit.
And
How?
this is
You had
definitely
9 years.
yeah
You had 9 years to improve your craft, Goro. And you just turned out shit.
yeah, and this is definitely his worst film yet.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And if I am correct, I haven't double checked, but I'm pretty sure Earwig and the Witch is still the lowest rated Ghibli movie on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or whatever you call it, like those sites.
IMDb? Yeah, I can go and check
IMDb,
that right
yep,
now.
that was the one. And it's funny because before that, Tales from Earthsea was the lowest rated, and then this movie came out and it just surpassed it. And they were both directed by Goro.
So I'm looking at this right now. On IMDb, people gave this a 4.8 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, on the other hand, gave it a 28%. That's bad, people.
That is abysmal. I don't even know what I'm saying, but
Considering the fact that on Rotten Tomatoes, in order to get a fresh score, you have to get 60 and above. This film could barely roll in a 30%. That shows you how bad this shit is.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
28% critical and audience score is 68%. I don't know why, but
yeah.
sure.
Now,
Anyway,
you want to talk about the plot since you have the more detailed one?
well, we can mention both, really. Basically, this film has no plot.
Yeah,
Like, really.
you're just really just watching shit happen.
Yeah. The description that we found, I'm guessing this was on Google, right?
Yeah, this one is
Um,
short AF. Basically, from what Google says, a headstrong orphan discovers a world of spells and potions while living with a selfish witch. That is the whole plot that Google gives.
Whereas for me, since I have Max, I have a slightly more descriptive summary, but not by much. Anyway, the plot that I have on freaking Max is Earwig has no idea that her mother had magical powers, and her life takes an unexpected turn when a family forces her to live with a selfish witch.
Pretty much what I said, but just
That
give
that's
more
it, just a little
context.
bit more detailed.
Yeah.
I God,
All right.
this is gonna be hell.
Yeah. All right. So the cast. We only have 4 characters because they're really the only characters for a huge chunk of the film. Like
Yeah,
so yeah, and I think 4 is probably our max right now. Uh because these characters just suck. But
except for one, which we'll
yeah,
get to.
except for 1. Maybe 2, but I'm not sure. Uh all
Yeah,
right. So our first character is the title character herself, Earwig, who not even 5 minutes into the film gets renamed to Erica Wig because she gets her mother basically when she's a baby she leaves her at this orphanage, and then the people there her name is Earwig. It's no, let's change it. Let's
yeah. There's like her like the assistant,
yeah
like the main assistant, and she's like, "Oh, her name is Earwig," and then the main one is like, "Earwig? That That's a stupid name." And it's just like, well, it's the name that she was given. We can't really change it. She's like, bollocks to that. I'm gonna name an actual like legit name, and everyone's like, oh, like what's going on? And she's like, "Welcome the new member of our orphanage, Erica Wig." And I'm just in her like, "You made her name 10 times fucking worse, woman."
Yeah, Earwig was already bad enough, but Erica Wig is somehow worse. I don't know how you can accomplish that. But yeah, well, we just call her Earwig because Erica Wig is just so fucking awful. But
Also, it's in the fucking title.
yeah, so like,
Like,
why wouldn't she call her that?
exactly.
But yeah, so Earwig is played by Taylor Page Henderson, and I hate the performance. I hate it so much.
Okay, I think for me, hate is a very strong word to use in this situation. I do not like her performance, but when you look at her whole career in acting and you realize that the only other thing that she did besides this film was Hocus Pocus 2, which came after this film, yeah, you can kind of understand why she wouldn't be at top level in this film, considering the fact that she only had before this, um, virtual vocals carburate and evil lies here. Trust me, if you don't know what those are, I don't know them either. So, yeah, it's just yeah,
Okay.
very short career as of right now. And honestly, I kind of wish that she goes on to bigger and better things because
Hope to God.
yes, like yes, her performance in this film is bad, but I can honestly see the potential in her. Like I think if she didn't need to put on an accent, or even if it is an accent, like she had to like make up an English accent. And most of all, if she didn't get a shit ass script to go along with this film, I think she would have done fairly good. It's just that the material that she was given is not good. So yeah, while her performance is weak, I feel like there's definitely room for improvement.
Alright, so yeah, performance I don't like, but the next character we got is Bella Yaga, who is, basically just the adopted mother for Earwig, and she is played by Vanessa Marshall. Good lord, she is annoying.
Yeah. But I think that's our point.
Yeah, and the fact that I do think Vanessa did good because the character is definitely supposed to be hateful, and I definitely hated
Yeah.
her. So the fact that she was able to pull that off, I think she did good.
Yeah. Um, her career is actually very extensive, way more than uh Taylor's. She's actually been in a lot of animated work throughout the years, such as the Star Wars Rebel series, the Guardians of the Galaxy series, the Superman Red Sun animated movie, the Spectacular Spider-Man, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths, as well as Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, and so many others. It would take the entire rest of this fucking review in order to tell like what she did. Um, but suffices to say, she has had a very prolific career in animation, but also has had some stuff in live action. I don't know exactly what she did in these films, but or in TV shows. But she apparently had a role in Scrubs, which is a fairly popular TV series,
Oh,
as well as Rogue One and Rise of Skywalker. And surprisingly enough, she had a role in Spider-Man 3. Yeah, I didn't know that either. Um, but overall, I don't think she did a bad performance. Yeah, she's annoying as fuck, but that's supposed to be what she is. She's supposed to be annoying. So, I don't think she does that bad.
yeah. All right, so the next character we got is probably my favorite one of this whole film, and I think Russell can agree. That would
Yep.
be the Mandrake, who is basically the adopted father of Earwig, and he is played by Richard E. Grant. Now,
Now, I was gonna say this guy is actually kind of well known for older fans, including kind of like myself. Um, he has had roles in a lot of older films that people may recognize, such as Bram Stoker's Dracula from '92, as well as Corpse Bride, uh, as well as having a big role in Hudson Hawk, also appearing in Rise of Skywalker, and being a prominent role in Logan as well as the Loki series. So yeah, fairly well, a kind of like a B movie actor. And yeah, he is by far my favorite character in the entire film. Because guess what? He's actually fucking likable in the film.
yeah, not
Like,
f- yeah. Now I was gonna say, like, at first the Mandrake doesn't talk much, and he just looks angry all the time. And
yeah,
you get you get like those scenes where he gets so mad he starts to literally he's basically on the brink of exploding. Like,
yeah,
it literally shows him. It's like basically if you just lit up like a bomb. That's literally what it looked like whenever he would get angry. And but near the end, he does like start talking a bit more, and also there is a scene where he actually respects Earwig. Not that he never respected Earwig, he just always isolated himself from like pretty much those two characters. But there's a scene where
yeah.
he actually is nice to Earwig, and
Well,
he
even at one point, that he defends her.
yeah, like he is actually likable.
Um, but yeah, and I bet we're gonna be talking about those scenes later.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
So
I mean, I already said everything
yeah,
about him that I already said. I like him. He's
yeah,
actually the only character I
he's
actually.
actually a good
Well,
character.
actually, besides one that we're about to get to.
All right, so
Um,
the next character we have is Thomas, who is the cat in the house, and Thomas is played by Dan Stevens.
no, I'm pretty sure. Um, some people should know him. I feel like. That's because he's actually kind of made a name for himself recently with such films as The Guest and Downtown Abbey. But I think he's probably most well known for being in the live action remake of Beauty and the Beast. And that should be enough said for him. Um, he does all right in the film.
I,
Nothing.
I just don't really care for Thomas in the film.
Well, because he's really like if you technically think about it, he's actually the first character that you actually root for in that's from the house.
Yeah, I guess.
But yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from. Like you, because he doesn't really do that much in the film. He just sits around and sleeps. So yeah, nothing too remarkable.
He's not bad like Earwig or like Bella, but he's not as great in my opinion as the Mandrake was.
Yeah,
He's just there.
yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, that is basically the cast. Now, is there anything else you want to mention before we get to favorite scenes?
Well, I guess if anything, if we want to talk about favorite or not favorite, but other characters that we could probably mention. Um,
Like Custard?
yeah, Custard and the lady who manages the orphanage
Alright.
because they technically are important in a way.
Yeah, like,
Like you establish them as like either friends or uh people that care for Earwig
yeah.
before she is taken out of the orphanage and moved to the the witch house.
Yeah, so Custard is basically Earwig's best friend, who we see.
Friend?
I don't I don't know what happened there. I just want to get this over with, but yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, it's the best friend of Earwig, and Custard is played by Logan Hannon.
I honestly never really heard of him, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And you said the old lady who runs the orphanage, right?
Yeah.
Alright, let me see if I can find that.
Well, because I think Custard is he's like a nice character, but at the same time, he is such a bitch.
Okay,
Like such a bitch.
the old lady who runs the orphanage. Apparently the name is Matron, which
Yeah, Matron. Yeah, I remember that.
and Matron is voiced by Pandora Colon.
And John. Okay. Interesting name.
Yeah,
It literally sounds like you're trying to say Pandora's box for a second. Not
what?
gonna lie. You never heard of Pandora's box?
I don't even know what that is.
Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised.
Alright,
I bet you now the comment section is gonna be filled with like Pandora's boxes, and they're just gonna go out on a full tangent about that.
I'm looking this up. Yeah, I have never heard of this. I
Wow, I'm surprised.
I don't even know what I've never heard anyone talk about this, but okay, yeah. Besides that, those are really the other two characters who are kind of important because they're
Yeah.
really the only ones who really cared about Earwig.
Well, I guess if I can mention one more real quick, the mother.
Oh, Earwig's mother, like the actual mother.
Yeah,
All right, hold on.
yeah, the redhead.
Yeah, the one who she leaves behind at the very beginning.
Well, because she explains that like she's being chased by the 12 witches,
Yeah,
so she has to leave her child so that they don't like attack her and kill her.
and we
Which
don't.
is like honestly, it is
It
justified.
makes sense, I guess, but we don't see her like besides the very beginning, a couple of shots of her like in a band, and then until the very end, which is just
Oh,
extremely.
I was gonna say don't spoil that yet.
Basically, we don't see her until
Yeah,
the beginning and
fuck
end.
it. Yeah, kind of, pretty much.
And okay, apparently the name of the mother is Scarlet Rose, which is interesting.
I think I remember now they mentioned her name was Scarlet in the film, but I don't remember when.
Yeah.
Like exactly when they mentioned it.
So Scarlet Rose, or as many just refer as Earwig's mother, is voiced by Casey Musgraves. I don't know what
I
that.
never even heard of
I
that.
don't know what that last name is.
You want to move on to favorite scenes now?
Yes, please. I just want to get this over with.
So I was initially going to go into this with saying I have no favorite scene
Yeah.
because for a good chunk of the film, I was not liking it. I didn't even like any like any like few second shot or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't really have a favorite scene, but there is one that kind of gets close enough. So,
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
do you want to say yours first?
Well, because no, I'm saying I think mine and yours are the exact same. Is it the one where Earwig talks to the Mandrake and the Mandrake
No,
at the like the end? Oh,
it's
it's not.
it's before that, like a little before that. I guess
Okay.
I can say mine. I guess since mine does come first before yours.
Okay.
So my favorite. I don't know if I'd say my favorite scene because I don't like this movie, but this is the scene that kind of gets close enough to the title. So, uh, basically, like Earwig is just like in her room after sending a bunch like okay, so throughout the entire film, Bella Yaga basically threatens like if Earwig slacks off or doesn't work, like she's going to threaten her by giving her worms, which Thomas also is extremely afraid of.
Well,
And
because he says Thomas says that he's had that before,
yeah,
and he's like, I would not want to go through that again.
yeah. So like Bella just keeps threatening Earwig to give her worms, and at one point she actually does. After like she basically made a voodoo doll and just started torturing her,
Well,
giving
okay,
her
no.
extra
Well,
hands.
I was gonna say the voodoo doll doesn't do shit until like the last like 20 minutes of the film,
Well, yeah,
where yeah, like I forgot what she does. Doesn't it? Oh yeah, no, because she ties like the hair around it,
yeah, which
and then
activates it.
she's like, all right, well, fuck you. Slams a fucking pillow on it, and then she's like, and then you hear like screaming from the other room, and then she runs in, and all of a sudden there's a hand coming from like her forehead, and the one coming from like her stomach, and then oh god, I like
Are you thinking of
yeah,
that one shot with the laugh?
yeah.
Yeah,
If
the
it isn't obvious enough, I'm just gonna say this right now. If it isn't obvious enough, the animation fucking sucks in this movie.
and it's the first CGI movie that Ghibli has ever done. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I think you and me can both agree. It looks worse than the original Toy Story, which came out in 1995, and
Oh yeah.
this came out in 2020. That's a 25-year gap. Like, do you have any? Like, do you know how much technology has advanced? Like, the fact that you can make a movie look worse than a 20 like by the time this came out, a 25-year-old like movie. That's just how do you do that? Like
Yeah.
I get it, it was Ghibli's first attempt at CGI, but like I don't.
You could have done better than making them all the characters look like fucking clay models.
Yeah,
Like they have like no like reflections off of them at all. Actually, no, they do have reflections off of them, but it looks like they're fucking porcelain dolls. So yeah,
it
it
looks.
looks like the majority of the time it looks like shit.
Yeah. So
Um,
you know,
but yeah, go on.
so yeah, after Bella, just just basically gets her karma. Uh, she then actually starts to give. Well, like she sends off Earwig using magic to her room, and then a couple seconds later, like this portal like shows up on the ceiling, and Erica's or Earwig is like, "What the fuck is this?" And then worms come out. But okay, actually, to give a little bit of context,
Yeah,
before
I was gonna say we should establish the spell
yeah,
before this because
so
if we say this otherwise,
it
no one's gonna get it.
yeah, so okay, so basically, like before this, Earwig wanted to put on a spell on her, and like so that she, if like Bella,
Well, yeah, because she's basically saying like at that point she's like she's done with basically being a slave because that's basically what she fucking is.
yeah,
She's a slave at this house, so she's like, "Fuck this! I'm not dealing with this anymore." Cat or Thomas, can you tell me like any spells that we could try and use so that she won't harm us anymore?
yeah, give some protection.
And Thomas is like, yeah, she's like, there is this one spell. And so they go flicking through the book. They find it, and after basically what is a training montage of trying to make this fucking potion, they do it, and they put it. They basically they get the spell to work, but the next day it's routine as usual, and Earwig thinks, oh, well, clearly this fucking spell didn't work. This was pointless. And a few days go by, and still nothing happens until this moment where, as the worms are dropping all over, you see that they're hella big. But then, like, she's like, "Oh no, the worms," and then she looks actually at them. They're just regular fucking worms,
Yeah,
and that's the moment where she realizes, "Oh, the spell actually did work because these worms should be fucking huge, but they're the size of a regular worm, which is like that big." So the spell is working. Like it wasn't effective. And then and Tom is still being a bitch underneath the bed. Like, oh no, I don't want to see the worms. And he's like, fucking man up, bitch.
yeah.
Plain and simple.
I guess I continue from here then.
Yeah, go on.
All right, so yeah, so the spell works, and she needs to hide these worms so that Bella doesn't like find out. So so basically she does is she puts like the worms through this little hole in the wall that she accidentally made earlier. Um,
I
and
wouldn't say she accidentally made
I don't
earlier.
remember, but I know she put a hole in the wall earlier, and that
Because no, because she wanted to hear because
oh
she
yeah, she
wanted
was
to
hearing
hear
something, so she
yeah,
carved a
she wanted to
hole.
hear on she wanted to hear on Bella so that she could like possibly hear some like magic stuff. She's like, dig through the like she's singing basically singing to herself, and then yeah, she fucking punches a hole through the wall, looks through it, and sees the Mandrake like type like doing a song on his piano.
Yeah.
Um,
So that little hole.
but then she like tries to get to the hole, like see if he could like find a door that she leads through it. But then she realizes she just made a hole into the fucking bathroom, and it's just like that was fucking useless. So as she's putting these holes in, you notice that there's like this like ripple effect like in the hole, and then you want to
She thinks she's putting them in the bathroom, but as she puts
yeah to hide them from Bella so that she's like oh the worms came down on me and I got in.
yeah,
So she's like I'll just sneak them in the fucking bathroom
as
so that
she so yeah, so as she's putting the last worm in, literally all hell breaks loose because the Mandrake is pissed. Like literally this dude goes beast mode. It literally looks like he's becoming a fucking dragon, like just from the body part.
actually you know what it actually reminds me of, and
What?
we're probably going to be talking about this. It might relate to something later on. It actually looks like Hal's bird form in
Yeah,
Hal's
actually
Moving
I was gonna
Castle.
say that. It does kind of look like Howl's bird form.
Show the side by side comparison there.
Alright,
Boom.
I'll show them, but fucking Christ, someone's at my door. Hold on.
Do you want me to carry on the scene so we can just keep on?
Alright,
I
we're good.
remember the rest of it.
We're good.
Oh, okay. I was
Just
gonna say like
just
I can just
another
keep on
checkup as
going.
usual. But yeah, so the Mandrake just is pissed off and you know, like he doesn't assume, oh, it was Earwig. No, he goes straight to Bella and holy
Yeah,
shit. Holy shit, he is pissed off and like because throughout the whole film he does not want to be disturbed, but that was just like, oh, he's had enough of this shit.
yeah, pretty much.
And like the visuals on that, it was actually insane. Just the like the wall turning into fire and just hit his form. Like at that point, it was like Jesus Christ, this is actually kind of sick.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and then
that is probably my quote unquote favorite scene. But yeah, basically your scene comes right after this.
oh yeah, because I was also gonna say the fucking reaction on Bella when she realizes like what's going on, and she fucking barges into the room with Earwig. And she's like, "What have you done?" And she's like, "Yeah, well, if you would have been a little bit nicer to me, this would have been happening." She's like, "Oh, you unconscious swine!" And then like the manager just barges in. She's like who dropped the worms? And they have this like whole conversation back and forth, and then they bump into the radio that Earwig snuck into her room like really early on in the film, and it starts playing the song, and they all Bella and Mandrake recognize it. So she's like, Earwig like kind of just shoves the tape set like on Bella. She's like, yeah, okay, you two can talk it out. I'm just gonna leave. Fucking shoves her, and she's like, peace out, and jumps through the wall and ends up in the Mandrake's piano room, which we saw earlier when Earwig cut the hole in the wall. So she's in here and she's looking for all these photos, and she sees a group shot of both Bella, the Mandrake, and the red hair lady. And then the Mandrake shows up in the room. Actually, no, she has a flashback to the concert that we've seen a couple times beforehand in the film. Um, then after the flashback is kind of over, the Mandrake shows up in the room and kind of not really, but sort of gives Earwig the backstory as to what happened with the red hair lady, and basically she basically left because reasons. I don't even know if they
I don't
actually
think. Yeah,
explain.
it just showed her
But
leaving, and that was it. Like
Well, yeah, and then she's like, "Yeah, you guys can have like you guys can get controlled by witches all you want, but I'm not having any part of that." And then Bella just slaps the shit out of her, and then she's like, "Yeah, see you guys around," and just walks off. Which I guess, if anything, I guess that was like that's like a linking between both her and Earwig because I don't even know if I'm able to talk about this really if YouTube is nice about it. Earlier on in the film, there's a point where I think where Earwig's sleep deprived, and she's like kind of like talking back to Bella, and she's like, "Well," she's like, "Go and like clean up the floor or something along those lines," and she's like, "Yeah, whatever." And then Bella just bitch slaps his Earwig, and I'm like, "That's child abuse right there." And yet, I guess if anyone is keen on it, I guess they could try and make the connection between both Earwig and this red hair lady. I don't know. Um, but like and then manager goes on to say like, yeah, she just left, and then Earwig, being the sympathetic person that she is, she like grabs onto her like his leg, saying like, I promise I won't leave you. And I'm like, wow, this is like actually like the first time I'm actually caring for Earwig because she's actually being a nice fucking person. Um, and yeah, that's probably like my favorite scene in the entire film, just that you're basic. That's like the one scene where the Mandrake is actually vulnerable. Like he's actually showing his true colors and being like, "Yeah, I'm not this like this heartless being on the outside. I'm actually like I actually care." So I think that's probably like my favorite scene in the film. Um, but besides that, the rest of the film was shit,
Oh yeah.
plain and simple.
So now it's time for the fun fact, and there's only one because when I tried looking for this, like for the fun facts, none of them were interesting. Except I don't even think this one was listed on like the website where it has the fun facts or like the trivia. I had to make this fun fact myself. Like that's just saying something. But anyway, this fun fact is: did you know that there is an old Ghibli movie referenced in the film?
I was
Now,
gonna say technically a few.
yeah, but it actually shows. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say what I would say. Let's mention these first, I guess, two first, and then we'll go on to this one.
well, I got four, and I guess we could say the three of them. But
Yeah.
basically, this movie has so many references to a lot of the old Ghibli films, mainly the popular ones or like the most well-known ones, like Earwig. Like it has a lot of connection between witches, and there's also Thomas, who is basically a talking black cat. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, that's Kiki's delivery service.
Hey Gigi, I think I found your twin brother right here. Oh, you don't care? Okay, cool, got it. Sorry.
It's your English twin brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all these actors are literally just. I mean, it's supposed to take place in 1990s England, but Jesus Christ. Anyway, also, Earwig being a young girl who is basically working for a mean old lady, which is Bella. What does that sound like? Sounds like Spirited
Something
Away.
like Spirit Away.
Yeah, Chihiro working for uh crap. What was it? Yubaba or something?
Yeah, you Bubba. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
a mean old lady or mean old boss. Yeah, and you know, and the Mandrake. We find out later he's a writer. Who else was a writer? Shizuku from Whisper of the Heart.
I guess also if you want to say it again, Mandrake's monster form, like I said earlier, does kind of look like a
Howl's bird form.
yeah, Howl's bird
And
form
they
from
even
Howl's
like
Moving
show a
Castle.
scene where they're literally making bacon and eggs, just like Howl did.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that's not just the only reference to House Moving Castle in this film.
yeah. All right. So during the end credits, there's a shot where it shows Howl's Moving Castle being played on the TV screen. I'm not even fucking kidding. It legit says Howl. It says Howl, like obviously it's being blocked. Like she's watching the movie and it's being blocked, but you can literally see Howl, and you can even see the castle moving. It's a dead giveaway. Oh yeah, it's a Howl's Moving Castle
Yeah.
reference. But yeah, And yeah, that's pretty much like it. I guess now it's time for the rating.
Yeah, I was gonna say final thoughts. I mean, we both have already said
Yeah,
it. This film's shit,
the
plain and
film is
simple.
shit. Do we think it's worse than Ocean Waves? No. Ocean Waves is
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this film bad? Yes. Is it the worst Ghibli film?
no.
No.
Ocean Waves is
It's
still the
it
worst.
certainly got fucking close.
But Ocean Waves is still the worst.
Yes. Because the thing is that actually with this film, there was actually a couple things I actually liked about. Like
Ma-
yes, yeah, the Mandrake scene that I mentioned,
and also the
and
song. Like,
the title song for the film is actually good.
yeah, like I can honestly, get by it. And what did Ocean Waves have? Nothing. So
Except for a bitchy teenager who steals from her friends.
yeah, at least this film had something enjoyable, even if it wasn't much.
Yeah, so I think yeah, I will definitely give it. I'm probably gonna give this like a D
Yeah,
minus
D
because
minus.
still the rest of the film is shit, but it has like one or two redeeming things about it that gives it the slight edge above Ocean Waves. If it wasn't for those two things, I probably would put this on par with Ocean Waves.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's a D minus for both of us. Very low D tier, and it may not.
Like 22
Yeah,
for the entire ranking.
it may not be like as bad as Ocean Waves, but we can both agree we'd rather watch Only Yesterday than this.
Yeah,
So yeah, I guess technically, in our opinions, this is the second worst Ghibli film.
yeah,
So yeah, it just barely saved itself from being called the worst in our opinion.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess that concludes the finale of Studio Ghibli Summer, at least in reviews.
Yeah, I was gonna say this does technically end Studio Ghibli Summer,
But there's
but
still one more thing we have to do before it's done.
technically for both of us, but that's gonna. We'll just say it
Mine
now.
won't be for a while, I'll just
Yes.
tell you.
Well, yeah, but while the reviews may be done for Studio Ghibli Summer, the series isn't ending quite yet. As you guys know, there is a lot of films, and people may be wondering, what do we where would we place them on, a tier ranking list or on a just a full ranking list of all the Ghibli films in order? Well, to answer both of those questions, those will be done.
Yeah,
Uh Hopefully over the next few weeks, we will be in our own time. We're not gonna try and rush it or anything, but over the next few weeks, we will be uh doing a not only a tier ranking with both of us in it. Uh, I think we're probably just gonna upload that onto my channel, but also for both me and Franco individually, we will be doing a full out ranking video for all the Ghibli films.
yeah,
Um, obviously we have different rankings for each, so we're gonna each make our own kind of ranking videos to establish, which ones we like, which ones we don't like, and which ones we think are just straight down the middle. And then yeah, obviously we're also going to be doing a tier ranking video as well to kind of uh also get that out of the way as well. Um we're probably going to be doing the tier ranking video first and then doing our individual rankings afterwards.
well,
So,
yeah, that was kind of the plan in my mind.
yeah. So, yeah, so technically for the reviews, this is it. And I know a lot of you may be wondering what's going to be the plan with the boy and the heron. We have talked it over and we have kind of agreed that that will probably not be a Studio Ghibli Summer review and probably just more of just a standard video with both of us kind of talking like this.
Like our thoughts
Uh
about it.
yeah, for this channel. So, if you're expecting a full review for the next Ghibli film, sorry, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah,
And I know some people may say like, "Oh, like why Um, like that one should theoretically be the next one that you do for SGS. Trash. But the simple fact of the matter is, it's not out yet
At least in
in
America.
America.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because it comes out in theaters December 8th. While it may be out in
yeah,
Japan, we have no way of seeing it unless we somehow travel there, which I do not want to do right now, and just watch the film. But also, it's like, you know, just have some patience.
yeah.
And I just kind of want to end off this series already. Like, it was fun at first, and then it got kind of, it just kind of got fucked up near the end. And it's like, okay, I just want to get this over with. I just want to finish this series and just move on from that.
So yeah, um, that's pretty much gonna be the future for SGS. For review wise, the series is done, and I hope that all of you guys enjoyed it. And
It has
will
been
obviously stay.
it has been a wild ride
What?
for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Obviously, if you guys like this sort of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below, and make sure to hit the bell icon to get notified when future videos are coming out. Also, you can go and check out Franco's channel as well on YouTube and Kick.
Yeah,
Make sure to go and give him a sub because, like I said, he will be posting his own rankings for the Ghibli films when he comes back to YouTube. So
which is pretty soon.
do yes. So make sure to have those post notifications on to know when it comes back. And yeah, per usual, social media is down in the description below: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, that sort of stuff. Again, also Letterbox as well to get you guys want to know what I think about a film before I review for the channel, and the Twitch is obviously down there as well. So yeah, again, review wise, this is it for SGS, and it may have been chaotic and there have been some highs and some lows. I'm glad that I did this. And I will miss it, but I won't forget it.
Yeah,
And I just hope that you guys enjoyed it uh as much as we did making it. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video in either for my channel or for Franco's channel. And we'll see you guys later. Live long and prosper. Out.
bye.